going live today with an interview with Phoebe, who is a person with FND. She's a part of our FND, our online FND membership, and she did 1 week of treatment with us. And we're going to talk about what is the power of 1 week of treatment when it comes to functional neurologic disorder. And I'm going to get Phoebe in here. My name is Julie Hirschberg. I am a neurologic physical therapist. I am the very proud owner and founder of Reactive Therapy and Wellness. I'm in the Los Angeles area and get to work with and meet people like Phoebe every day. And Phoebe, I'm gonna, let's see, I thought I could just add you in here. Let me, we're going to hear Phoebe's story and what it meant to do a week of therapy with our team. Hi, Phoebe.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yay. I can.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. I can hear you loud and clear. It's great to see you.
yeah, great to see you as well.
Yeah. So Phoebe, this is like I was thinking about this from like the time you were here, which when did you finish? I'm trying to remember. It was in
Um,
June, right?
yeah, it was, I think the first week, oh no, first week in June?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah,
kind of what I was remembering, like beginning of the
yeah,
summer.
yeah.
And so I think you're the first person that we have interviewed who has done our FND membership online and then came and worked for with us for 1 week together in person. And so it's kind of a unique way to be a part of the reactive team. But I think people will want to know and hear a bit of your story and particularly like what some of the things you were struggling with or having problems
Sure,
with before joining our program.
sure. My F&D journey started in 2016, but I wasn't diagnosed until 2018. Um, So in 2016, I was swimming Division 3 in college, um, and my arm started shaking. Well, I was actually injured, so I was biking, and my arm started like uncontrollably twitching
Mm,
um, and shaking, and we didn't know why, and no one could really explain what was happening with that. And then the next day they told me to go to the ER, and they're like, "Why did you wait so long?" And then that led to seeing a neurologist, and then I couldn't close my hand, and then that just led to a lot of more tests, and then uncertainty, um, and then a lot of PT and just not knowing exactly what was going on. And then some friends thinking in college we were studying psychology, so they're like, well, maybe you have confusion disorder, and I'm like, no, no way. So I was kind of in denial, but I didn't know what was happening completely, and no one was like putting the pieces together
mhm.
until I went to I sought a lot of different opinions, and then in 2018 I was officially diagnosed with functional neurologic disorder. Um, and at that point, I had broken both my feet and partially torn my
Mm,
Achilles. And so I was having more issues with my mobility,
yeah.
but also dominant arm and hand were also causing issues. So it was kind of both legs, and then, well, mostly my left leg and mostly my dominant right arm, which didn't make sense to me. And I
Mhm.
didn't really understand but I didn't want to think it was all psychological. Um, but there were a lot of different factors, but it wasn't explained well to
Mm.
me until I came across reactive in 2024. And 2016 to 2024 is a very long time to kind of be on that journey. So I guess getting to the 2024, I kind of was in and out of hospitals, seeing specialists, um, being told, keep doing talk therapy, you'll get better, it's okay. Um, and so, like, I'd have really good periods, but then the flares would be really hard on me,
Mhm.
and set me back. But then I was actually having a patient. I'm a social worker, so I had a patient with severe FND, and I was resources on FND Society, and that's how I came across Julie Hirschberg and reactive. And then I was like, wow, that actually might be helpful for me. And so that's kind of where I kind of went on a tangent and like looked at the videos and got involved with the membership, and um, started doing the membership and um, getting involved, and then did that for a year, and then realized that I needed to do a one-on-one to get those skills, um, like more individualized beyond the group. For I can talk more about like the membership, but I felt like I just needed specific like one-on-one skills, and
Mhm.
so that was helpful with the boost, um, and that's helped carry me to where I am now, in 2025.
Yeah. A long journey, Phoebe, which is, I mean, and
Yeah.
I think it's almost like poetic that it was through helping one of your patients that you found some resources for yourself. Um, and yeah, also, I'm just like, I want to apologize for the entire medical community that it took that long for you to really get like a good explanation and understanding of FND. And as you said, you did our membership for a year. And for people that aren't aware, we have a membership for people online. And Phoebe, you don't live next door to us. Like are you in
Michigan. I'm in
Michigan, right?
Michigan.
Okay. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, it
yeah,
starts with an M. It's one of the M
yeah.
states. So Phoebe's in Michigan, and we had created a membership for people to be able to access learning and resources and classes all geared towards F&D. So you did that for a year. What did you learn in the membership that was helpful for you?
I mean, I think where I struggled with was accepting FND.
Mm,
Like I felt Ava's another great therapist at Reactive, and
mhm,
I felt like she normalized FND, whereas
mm,
when it was explained by other and like other therapists at Reactive also explain it really well. But I felt like until Reactive, it wasn't explained to me in a way where I wasn't in denial. And so that
mm.
was like a point where I was like, oh, okay, like I didn't do anything wrong. I just
Yeah.
needed I just needed this education in a different way. And
Mhm.
it wasn't placing blame on me. It was
Mhm.
just like I felt like how it's like the sensory, like the pieces of the pie, like the sensory piece, the motor control piece, the autonomic, um, physical limitations, motor control. I'm blanking on some of them. Um,
I feel like you are like doing a mini lesson on the pie chart, Phoebe. I,
well,
I think you got
but
them.
I mean, I didn't like connect like how everything
Mm,
worked
mm,
together,
hmm.
and for me, it all made sense. Whereas before, it was like, okay, what's your adverse trauma, Phoebe? And it was like,
Yeah, right.
and that was so harmful to me. And so looking at it in this way, it was like it's in as a social worker, like mental health is very important to me, but I didn't feel validated or heard that my experience was something besides a stressor. Like it wasn't
Right.
just like an injury. Like they just kept pinpointing it to the trauma I couldn't name. And so I felt
Yeah.
like the membership, like that pie chart was really helpful. It probably for those who are listening are probably like, what is she talking about? Um, but um, it, but it was super helpful because it just named like all the factors I wasn't thinking about, and it helps me like reframe my thinking in a different way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, I think, yeah, I think you said that really beautifully. And I think it's so many people's experience that they have symptoms, they go to the hospital or the doctor, they're diagnosed with FND, and oftentimes given an explanation that it's entirely psychological, and like maybe ignore, as you said, the other parts, the sensory, the motor control, even like your body, like physically what's happening in your body, the autonomic part. And that's kind of, well, I mean, that's the, you know me, the pie chart's like my whole life, Phoebe, but like that's like we created the membership around that. Um, so people could like, you know, every week we go through, we do science behind it, we do, how can you like self-assess or bring assessments to your team, and how can you treat those pieces of the pie. But you also discovered maybe I need some more individualized like assistance to manage this. And I remember meeting you in person too, and you kind of talking more about the sensory piece of things. And I do wonder, like, how did you kind of, what was the like shift to go, you know, I think like doing something in person, even for only a week, would be really helpful for me.
So I have done through another program, motor retraining, which was
Hmm.
super helpful for normalizing motor control,
Hmm.
but didn't help with. I do have chronic migraines and other
Mm.
health stuff. And so it was okay, we need to stop like that automatic pattern. And so
Hmm.
that was super helpful in the in redeveloping normalized maladaptive patterns in how I
Hmm.
walked, but it didn't help with pain. It didn't help with sleep. Like it didn't help with the lifestyle piece of the pie,
Hmm.
or um, like when I was doing the membership, like I felt like some of the things we talked about, um, I wasn't completely comfortable trying it on my own. So I
Hmm.
thought maybe coming to California that might be helpful so we could explore beyond motor control, and see like the sensory piece or the autonomic piece, since I was collapsing at work like 10 to 15 times a day.
Hmm.
Um, I was told, well, I was pulled out of work multiple times. I was having functional seizures at one point. Well, 3 years ago, I was having more than 20 a day, and now
Oh.
I've um, June 25th, I had gone 4 months, and then there wasn't air conditioning, and then I had a setback. But now I've gone 2 months, and so that's big deal for me, and
Yeah.
so I felt like with the membership, I gained a lot of the tools, like the sensory ladder, which I have in my backpack.
Oh.
I can go get it, but I use it religiously, and I feel like I used a lot of the tools like I did beforehand, and then we just fine tuned it on the
Mm-hmm.
one-on-ones, and then ACE-RAP, I had no idea. That's basically what I needed so my hand, like I could write,
Yeah.
um, and like move without like falling. I
Mm-hmm.
just needed like a little more support and compression. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't have known that just from a membership.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I was comfortable trying all these different things, because I do try different things, but I was just like, well, usually like PTs are not reactive, but a lot of PTs are like, you don't need those. You don't need ACE-RAP, Phoebe. Like you're
Mm-hmm.
fine. So they normalize, like they're like, you're fine. Like let's not add anything. Let's just keep on. Like you look fine, you're doing fine. But then it's like, well, when I'm not fine, like how can I
Mm-hmm.
work in a way that I am fine? And so
Right.
at Reactive, we found ways that worked. Um, Whereas here, I had a really great PT who, he's not neurologic PT. He actually moved away, which I'm sad about, but he
Mm-hmm.
agreed to take my case on, and he's an orthopedic PT guy. And he's like, yeah, we'll just try things, see how it goes, and like very open to working with you guys. And um, he's like, ACE-RAP, that's genius. So like he just was like, wow, I wish you met them like 3 years ago when I first met you with the
Mm-hmm.
walker. So like he's known me since like it was really bad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but some people like, well, you don't need that because it could cause problems later on. So I
Mm-hmm.
think I personally, I think personally from I'm talking in circles, um, in social work, I find telehealth doesn't fully, you got the full experience. Like
Mm-hmm.
in person, you get 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the membership, I feel like everyone's so engaged and you get that community that everyone's longing. And
Yeah.
then the boost, you get that individual attention, and then you can do the coaching sessions where you're missing that once you've done the boost and membership. So I
Yeah.
feel like there's ways to make it work. Um, and California is beautiful. So, uh, I mean, there's always different options, but the long story short is I feel like um, the membership's super helpful. I just felt like I just needed some hands-on in person, um, to kind of get me to my next step or next goal.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember seeing you, I think maybe the like first day of the ACE wrap, and I saw you walking outside with the ACE wrap, and then it was like the ACE wrap on your arms. And like sometimes like it's the littlest things, but that extra sensory input was so, so helpful. Um, and I wonder, I mean, you shared a lot, how your seizures have really shifted from having 15 to 20 per day, I think you said. I wonder if you can like share like a recent moment where you were like, oh, I like where this has impacted, where this like boost program impacted your life.
I missed a little piece of that.
Yeah, I
I'm
know I
sorry.
saw you froze. So I wonder if you can share
Yeah.
a recent moment where you could reflect on and say, "Oh, the this program really impacted my life."
Yeah. I feel like the PTs and OTs, both those sessions were super helpful, and psychology was also super helpful. Like I'm pretty hard on myself,
Mm,
um, so we kind of tried to come up with um, like a cartoon. So like when I'm having those negative thoughts, um, I would, instead of placing the blame on me, I would focus it more on this character,
mm,
which has been very helpful, and it's more geared towards acceptance commitment therapy,
yeah,
which I really like. And I have the journal that I use.
nice.
And so that, I think with that, and then also focusing a lot on stress management and like using
Mm,
grounding techniques. Like I don't bring bubbles in public with me,
mhm,
but that's an option.
mhm,
But I do like take like I might like find a private place and like take a deep breath, um,
mhm,
like my office, or go to the bathroom or something, and just like take a few moments when I'm getting
mhm,
a little before shutdown,
mhm.
in that red zone,
Yeah.
zone-ish. So I feel like each of the team kind of connected in a way.
Mhm,
And like I really liked how Chelsea, it was funny how Chelsea, the first day, had one of the very kind people at the front desk, I think it was Taylor, uh, pretend to be a dog. Um, because one of my goals was to walk my dog. Um, and so we, maybe it wasn't the first day, but it was like one of the first days. And so like they were very kind and went with it, and so I was like holding the baby. It was pretending to be my dog Hunter, which was very kind of her. And then the next time she brought her dog, so they didn't have to be uh, a dog, which it's terrible, absolutely terrible. But it was very kind of them to practice that to
Phoebe,
help
we
me.
all pretend to be many things in therapy. I was there that day and we had like the loop band around her waist and she was pulling and we're very good at
Lots of
being dogs.
laughter. Yeah.
Lots of laughter, which is
Yeah.
so good for the
Yeah.
soul. Um,
Yeah.
but I think we were, even just in a week, really focused on your particular goals. You wanted to walk your dog. Hunter. And like, what are some of the things that you achieved in that week? Like, are you back to walking your dog? Are you getting on your
Yeah,
way to that?
yes. I mean, he he actually runs away a lot. He's a hound.
Mhm.
So I've been able to, when he runs away, we don't like when he runs away, but I have the energy to stay like on my 2 feet and like wait for him and like go after him.
Okay.
Whereas I wouldn't be able to do that. And then I am able to go to the dog park or go, like yesterday, he was being a little too playful with one of the puppies. So I was able to intervene with him. Whereas
Mm,
a year and a half ago, I don't think I would have been able to, I think I would have been knocked down. So,
mm.
I would say that there was a lot of progress there. And um, I've been working since June 16th. So that's been really good. And I actually switched jobs, and most of my caseload is little kids. So I'm doing a ton
Okay.
of yoga with them, and
Oh,
I'm balancing. So that's a pretty pretty impressive for me because I didn't think I would be able to do. We did an eagle pose today,
oh,
and it's like these cards and they spin it, and then we do the pose, and it was a very challenging pose on one leg, but I, I've I feel like I've made a lot of progress, and I don't think I would have done that just I feel like with the membership as well as with the boost, it was possible.
yeah. I'm just thinking of how lovely your sessions are with kiddos. And by the way, Trina, who is in the membership, is cheering you on. She says, "Love it. You're doing awesome." Beth, who is another past reactive client who's done an interview, she said, "Way to go, Phoebe. Keep going. Dogs are such great rehab buddies." And I know Beth is another person that has like gotten back to walking her dog, which is like such an important goal for people that have dogs and love them. So I love hearing that, Phoebe. And you got a different job, you're working. And I'm curious, like thinking about doing the 1 week. I mean, you're traveling across the country, you're really
Hmm.
investing that time and money. Um, if somebody was on the fence about joining the program, let's say doing something like this, like the one week boost, what is a reason that you might tell them that it would like that investment is worth it?
Um, I would say go for it. I've tried so many different things, and reactive helped me a ton, and it's helped so many people. I'm not just they didn't tell me to say that tonight. I truly believe it. um, I, I yes, they use evidence-based practice, but they're also very creative and they're willing to listen to you, and come up with goals um, that work for you. And it's not one-sided. You're a team. You're an integral member of the team, and it's not like your typical. I, I guess it's not like your am like going to the doctor or going to a like outpatient physical therapy. Not that there's some great physical therapists out there, but this program is just very um, individualized, and they work very closely with one another. You've probably heard transdisciplinary team, where the physical therapist, occupational therapist, psychology team, social, which is made up of social workers, marriage, family therapy counselors, neuropsychology, psychology. I don't think I'm missing any. They all work together to improve your goals. So, in my opinion, it's worth the financial cost, and you can always do a super bill, and I would recommend it. And I've seen personal progress. And prior to that, I didn't. So
Yeah.
I'm a supporter of reactive.
And we are a supporter of you, Phoebe. And Trina is saying agree, reactive is awesome. Samira is also saying you're doing great. I have FND coming to LA getting treatment. I really need help. And Shane is saying getting someone to actually listen is amazing. And that is not how it should be. But I will say, like, that is the number one thing that we care most about. It's like putting you at the center, Phoebe, having you be an integral member of the team and um, really setting up, even if it's just 1 week of therapy, to be centered on your goals. And then I'm curious, I know you got back to walking your dog. What goals did you achieve in that 1 week?
So I know some people who go have very extravagant goals. Um, Mine were to walk my dog, fold, fold and do laundry, um, which is very practical.
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
Okay.
I- we did practice that while I was there, and the writing. It, more so, it was like working on like energy, um,
Mm,
like like we had to come up with like fine motors. So those like the
mm,
writing was,
mhm.
I needed that for work, and the laundry just stresses me out. And I always have laundry, and I don't like unpacking. Um, but those areas have helped me, like, I'm able to do them without a tremor. Um,
Mm,
but I feel like the skills I learned through the energy management have also been helpful, like knowing when to take a break. Um, oh, I actually have, I don't know where it went, but they introduced me to the pomodoro clock. So, like
oh,
taking a
yeah.
5 minute break, um, or like a 10-minute break.
Hmm.
Pomodoro is like a tomato, and it's like a very nice graphic. You can Google it, and it kind of, you can set a timer. You can get like a specific clock that looks like it, or you can get one online and it's free, and you set it, and you can kind of do it. They designed it, or the way I was doing it was kind of like 5 minutes, then take a break, and then like 10, and then, or like every hour I take like 5 to 10 minute break, or like kind of do my own, but kind of look at the, kind of use the Pomodoro clock, but do it in my own way, which was super helpful.
Nice.
So I have like my timer on my phone, which is helpful, but you can get like little mini like clocks. There's a really cool like square cube um, on Amazon. I'm not affiliated with Amazon, but it's really cool. And then there's a free one as well. If you just type in Pomodoro clock, it should come up, and it doesn't cost money.
I love that. I love you gave people some real like specific things that were helpful for you to be
Yeah,
able to work and get through your day. I mean, I'm not even going to show you all the laundry I have here because I just got back from teaching and I hate unpacking, Phoebe. Maybe I should work with our OTs also.
Ch- Ch-
You're giving me hope.
Chelsea and I did it actually.
Did
Chelsea and I
you?
did,
Oh.
yeah, and we listened to Taylor Swift.
Okay, that makes everything better.
Yeah,
That might
yeah,
be what I need for my room right now.
yeah.
That is fabulous. That's such good stuff. And you dealt with these symptoms for many years, Phoebe, and many folks with FND and other, as you mentioned, there's other conditions that you can also have, really can lose hope that they could get better. They might feel discouraged. And what might you say to that person who's feeling kind of discouraged?
So I mean, it feels like a roller coaster,
Mhm.
and it sometimes it just feels like it, it's rough. But now that like I never really thought I'd get to the other side, but it's possible. Like you
Mhm.
just need to align yourself with other people and find a team that is supportive of you. Um,
Mhm.
and I, to me, it's just kind of knowing yourself and knowing, okay, that this medical team or this provider's team isn't, they're not a good fit.
Mhm.
I shouldn't spend my time like listening to them. They're not listening or understanding to what's going on in my life.
Mhm.
Um, and that took a really long time for me to understand.
Mhm.
Um, and I think once you're able to kind of have that mentality, okay, things can get better and you can believe it, that then it can. But until you can believe it and you realign yourself with people who believe in you, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, you're speaking words of wisdom from having lived it, Phoebe. And then finally, you as a social worker, you're in the field of healthcare too. I'm wondering if you have a message for other healthcare professionals about how they might approach FND or FND treatment.
Sure, I think the big thing is listening to your patient or client
Mhm.
and allowing them to tell their story and having a resource, not scribbling FND hope. Now work on a piece of napkin or like like just print it out. Like just take 5 minutes of your time, um, because it'll really make a difference.
Mhm.
Even if you're not, even if have you don't believe me, fine. Just be engaged in the 15 minutes and listen to their story and give them resources and get them referred to someone who's willing to help them because they're going to be lost. And
Mhm.
if they were, if a family member of theirs was impacted or they had to experience something like that, that it's a good reminder to think, okay, what if this was something one of my family members had? Or what if I was
Mhm.
experiencing that? Would I want to
Mhm.
be treated like that? Um,
Mhm.
and also that education piece, like you can watch a webinar and learn about it, like FND Society. Um, like I watched, um, it was a ton of neurologists attended the seminar, and some of them just they really didn't have the best thought processes on
Mhm.
FND. Um, but they showed up, and
Yeah.
that's important. So it's
Yeah.
like show up. Um, watch reactive YouTube or like the like I don't know, like it just show up and listen, because
Yeah.
that can change someone's day. If you're going to just be rude and you see on their list FND, there might be something else deeper going on, and you don't want to miss something that's going on. So I just be mindful of FND. You want to treat the whole person and not just disregard it because it's FND, and people deserve to be treated respectfully.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So many good lessons. I want to like bottle those up and take them into our weekend course for healthcare professionals. Phoebe, the listening, also like paying attention to the whole person, that not everything is F&D too. Like those are huge lessons for clinicians out there. And yeah, Trina is saying, thanks so much for sharing. You rock. See you in the membership. You really do rock, Phoebe.
Thank
And
you.
I just really had the great privilege to see your progress over the week in our clinic, but also as a part of the membership. And it truly is just a privilege. I just want to say thank you for entrusting us too to be a part of this journey with you, and that we all get to like know you and interact with you and learn from you as well. It's an honor, and I'm so thankful for you sharing your story too.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's going to make a difference in a lot of people's lives. So, thanks so much, Phoebe. We'll see you in the membership.
Okay,
I'm going to share
see
this
ya.
interview for everybody
Okay,
too, so they can cheer
okay,
you on. And we'll see you again soon.
okay, okay, bye.
Bye, Phoebe.